So I've been working on this for a few days now. This is my Bobcat S650. It's 2016. What I'm going to be doing with it is priming it with Master Coat right here for Master Coat. I find that on their website they often run out, so I was able to buy it in like a bulk package. For some reason that bulk package was available, but when you buy these things individually they're not available. And then I'll be using the AG111 here to as the top coat. So you do one layer, I believe it says one, let me think here. Yeah, one layer of the Master Coat and then two of AG111. 1 second, let me check on that. All right, so yeah, so it's two coats of this here, one coat of the AG111. And I'm gonna be spraying it on with this just a cheap $40 Amazon gun, high volume, HV, just search HVLP spray gun on Amazon. You'll be able to find quite a few of these. There's also quite a few videos that'll show you on YouTube that how to adjust it when you get it. You know, these knobs here. I would refer to those videos for that. As far as other things that I got a cleaning kit for the gun. I'm gonna start spraying soon here. The part that I didn't show you guys was the sanding, and that took about, a day and a half, 2 days of just going over everything here. The way that I did that, I ended up buying a sandblaster, but honestly didn't even open it, didn't even find the need to use it. Going over the whole Bobcat, the main things that I use on this, number one is just going to be the wire wheel type thing. So this here, I use this a lot, and possibly even more. I used even more with one of these. I should have gotten a few more of these. So if I literally, all I bought was this here, and let me see here. I also had and then just a traditional, the sanding disc here. A few of these 80 grit sanding discs. I think I bought a pack of like 40 to 60. They all work similar. Literally didn't even, pretty much just one was enough to do the whole Bobcat because these discs last a really long time. I bought a ton of stuff, so hopefully this will save you guys a ton of time doing this. Other than that, you can see here that I started to hand paint this thing. This is just one coat of the primer. I literally gave up. It was just like, it was so tedious. It was a pain in the butt. One of the biggest jobs on this though overall was probably the masking. Masking took about a day and a half total. As you can see, we're pretty all out here. How I took off as many parts as I could, so when I go to spray this soon here, I'm not gonna really have to move much. Sand it down and stuff as much as possible. We're gonna get in here in a minute, and so we're gonna start priming it. So I'm also fortunate enough to have a lift. Just masking off the lift, masking off all this stuff over here. It really adds to the time, but let's see. So I bought these is like rolls. These actually really help speed up a lot. You just buy these rolls. They have the tape on the top. You push the tape down, and it just allows you to cover areas quickly. And now I can just pull this plastic down when I'm ready to paint here, and we'll be all covered up, ready to go. So other than that, you can see my, these are all the parts that I took off of it, and I'm gonna be spraying individually. I just took the sanding wheel to these. You can see I started to hand paint some of these, and like I said, gave up on that. The finish isn't that good, and I'd rather just spray it. Hindsight, we'd have done that from the start. So I'll get you an update soon here. But like I said, it took this thing apart quite a bit. This is more of a restoration than a quick touch-up paint, but I'm confident that using this Master Coat brand here is gonna prevent all future rust. Check out also Repair Geek. He had a video where he tested all these different paint sealers like Pour 15, all these, and this Master Coat one is it's pretty crazy how much longer it prevented rust. So I'm looking forward to using that. And let me think what else here. Oh, something really important here. I didn't see anyone else talk about this in any other videos. If you read the instructions from Master Coat, these paints have what's called an isocyanate. I believe that's the correct word. But basically, it's a very poisonous chemical. It's bad for your lungs. I personally have some, bad like lung issues. So what I have here is called a fresh air mask. So you can see here there's a hose and it feeds in fresh air. And then what I have here is I have this hose. I'm using a garden hose to make the hose longer. They say not to do that, but I think it's fine. And so what it does is you wear this mask and then you have this machine outside here running. And then that machine runs. And as that machine runs, we get fresh air from outside. So it's pretty nice. You can paint inside. Ventilation here isn't that great. I don't have an outward venting, so I believe it's my best option. But yeah, so we're gonna dive in here, start spraying, and I'll get you guys an update soon and show you what the finished product looks like. Alrighty, so here we go. So this is the final, finishing of what the Bobcat looks like after we did all the painting, sand it off as much rust as we possibly could, put all that paint on there. Absolute pain. I don't recommend doing this project to anyone, but the final result, it all came together in the end, and we're very happy. I'll walk you through and just kind of tell you a few things that I learned from the job, see if it'll help you. In hindsight, this probably went way overkill. That's just kind of like to my nature a bit, where I just tend to, if I'm going to do something, I do it all the way. And this is definitely one of those cases. Took about, on and off for a month, long nights, 2 a.m. Man, it was rough, but it's great looking at the Bobcat now and, seeing it in the garage here. And not we have this new house that we built over here. And my father built this garage at his house here. And we have this machine, beautiful machine to fit the beautiful house now. So happy for him. Not my machine, it's his, but happy we were able to get the project done for him. This is a 2016 Bobcat, and it was, what was it? Yeah, so it sat in, I think, up in New Hampshire in a parking lot to do snow removal for many years, and thing was just covered in rust. And we really did our best to bring this thing back, or me actually did my best to bring this thing back to the this like as new condition as possible. So just walking through. So as you saw in the previous video, we used that Master Coat paint, which is absolutely unbelievable. The way that we applied it is I got a spray gun, cheap Amazon spray gun, and put that on. But man, that stuff goes quick. And unfortunately, that stuff, it just sells out super fast. And I could only get one order of it. And so I was able to just do like basically the bottom, the bob catch here, and just, some of the high wear areas to really protect it. So look into that stuff. I think that this guy has a YouTube channel called Repair Geek. He goes into the stuff in depth. But for this project, honestly, in hindsight, I wouldn't have even used it. At the end of the day, it's a piece of heavy machinery. It's going to get beat up. I'm happy we did it, but it was definitely overkill and not required. If I were to do this over again, I wouldn't have gotten the high pressure spray gun to do the paint. None of that. Just spray paint and spray paint rattle cans. The biggest difference is that with the spray gun, you can output more paint and you can do it faster. But the reality is that you're not painting a wall here. You're not painting like a whole big flat surface. It's a lot of intricate type stuff that you're spraying here. Maybe if you're spraying the bottom, that's kind of one big area. But the spray can is perfect. And if you don't paint all the time, you're not going to mess it up. So just the cleaning and the stuff to learn about and deal with all the stuff with doing the high pressure spray gun from it, that you run with the compressor, not worth it. So if we were to do it over again, spray cans. Now so I'll tell you what I use the spray cans on. So painting the cab here. Wasn't even planning to do that, but ended up painting the whole thing. Didn't really need it. That's all just a spray can. It looks almost as good as what it was like new. Of course, these machines come powder coated new, but it's pretty close. There's a little bit of dust on here right now, so the paint doesn't look as glossy as it would. I took off, let me think here. So these we painted in place. these hydraulics here, I actually took these hydraulics off and, hung them on a board. I think you saw that earlier. And a lot of these pieces, and did all that. So, all these pieces came out really, really, really nice. Did all these Bobcat, all these components here. A few things that I learned after the fact, using this different paints, things of that nature. All of this here was done with the Rust-Oleum Professional line. It's crazy because it's like the most expensive enamel spray paint you can pretty much buy, that I'm aware of. I did a bunch of research into this. It came nowhere close to as good as the enamel spray paint you get from Bobcat. I don't know how that's possible. It's pretty unbelievable to me. But in hindsight, I would have just bought the spray cans from Bobcat. I think it was like $2 more a can. Definitely worth it. Definitely better quality. This was probably like doing all this white. It was like probably 20, 25 cans of those Rust-Oleum Professional cans. So a lot of painting. One thing that was absolutely huge was I bought this thing here. And this is just it's a mask. It was like $400, but I'm sure we use it on future jobs. And it was a fresh air breather. Run the hose outside and you wear your mask. And you actually need that for the certain chemicals. So look at the paint that you're using. I think the regular spray paint and all that, you don't need it. But I still used it. It was it's like you're breathing air outside. It's unbelievable. So highly recommend that. And you actually really need one unless you're spraying outside. You actually need one to use some of those heavier paints, those more dangerous paints like the ones from Mastercoat that are more industrial. But flying through this here, so this is all done with the spray paint from Bobcat. This was done with the Rust-Oleum. I guess this matte type paint here, I guess that's okay. You can use the Rust-Oleum there. That's pretty much the only place I would use it. I would not have done the paint on the outside here again. So these all came out like these were all coated and like, these were nasty looking. I wish I could show you, some stuff that I couldn't reach, but I just bought a wire brush kit. The only one I could find at Home Depot was from Ryobi. It's a big kit. I would actually recommend buying 2 of them just because I use those brushes so much on this job. And that's pretty much what I used primarily when it came to sanding, was just that. And it just takes off all that gunk, makes it all look brand new. Like all of these bolts down here, like I said, totally overkill. But yeah, these all, that one wasn't done as well. As you can tell, there's still some left over. But these all look pretty new. And that was actually pretty quick, just hitting those with the wire brush and the gun, before you go through the painting. Other than that, we've been used the machine a little bit since finishing this job. And even the paint here from Mastercoat, it hasn't even worn off of here yet, which is just nothing. It's pretty crazy. Just for putting the attachments on, you can see the paint's coming off a little bit. But of course, putting a bucket on and off, of course, it's going to happen. Part of the process is we refurbished and just painted, and I took a lot of the hardware and I dipped it and did an oil dipping process to make it to reuse the hardware. Hindsight, probably should have just replaced all of it. Wouldn't have been that much money. One thing, see these gold these gold bolts here. So those bolts I just bought and replaced because they were pretty trash for all these covers. These covers are like $20 or something crazy. The amount of time I spent sanding and hanging and painting and getting these things to look new, and then when I saw how much these things cost afterwards, stupid. Just that right there should probably help you guys a lot. Don't bother doing anything to these unless you're just gonna do a quick paint over them. But if you're gonna do what I did and try to actually restore them, and look, it's not even back to new even after all that sanding and all that work. Other than that, we lifted the cab up, we did it underneath. I even painted in here a bit, like that. Just quickly take that off. Wasn't that quick, but that's pretty much it. Then just bought a sticker kit on eBay. I think it was $100. Re-stickered the whole thing, and yeah. So there she is. Nice, beautiful machine. Did underneath a bit. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching the video here and checking it out. If you guys have any questions, shoot me a message in the comments. I'll get back to you. And that's it. All right. Thanks. See ya.